Alright, haven't done this before. Bonus footage, I guess. I'm gonna show you or tell you what all the pieces are on the fish that I just made. Yeah, so the main inspiration, and this is kind of punny and kind of maybe morbid, but it's not morbid. The main body structure here and inspiration for the piece is the fish basket fryer thingy. Obviously, it's fish shaped, so that was perfect, and I thought it would be good for the body. So that's inspired the whole build. This was commissioned by a guy who wanted a fish, and usually I wait until I have the pieces to make something, or at least a main piece, and then I build around that. And this is an example of that. So I had this, and then I decided to build the fish out of everything else that you see here. Some of the easy things to recognize are this piece of rebar here. That's basically the spine, I would say. Here, this is a meat cleaver. That was easy to see in the video, along with this cooking utensil flipper thing and this like pancake flipper spatula thing. The forks are easy to recognize, of course. And the pliers, of course, are easy to recognize. And it comes out the bottom. I wanted that to act as a fin. This is not modeled off of a real fish. This is just something that I made up. And I mean, it looks like a fish, so that's fine. Maybe put in the comments what kind of fish you think it looks like. Here, one of my favorite parts is this gauge. Now, this gauge, I'm not sure what it was for or what it could have been used for. It measures pressure in kilopascals and pounds per square inch. So I put that in there because it looks cool. And I've seen other people make fish sort of like this, and they always put gauges and different sort of elements of steampunk in there. You may have seen me touch the gauge to a magnet, and that was just to see if I could weld it, because like non-ferrous metals, you can't weld them like with MIG, the way I'm welding anyways. So that was what that was all about. There's a nut in there just for filler. These for the face or the eyeballs and gill sort of area. I'm not sure what these are for. I have a bunch of them, and I've used a bunch in the past. I'm not sure what they're for. This right here is an engine part in the upper intake area. Or no, in the lower intake area. In some area. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. This is from a brace. That's kind of easy to recognize. This right here is a pie server thing. And then here, this piece is actually the back side of this tail section here. So you can see that this right here is not as round as this side is. And that's because I had to reshape it, because I had cut this part off, and then I just decided to use it here to kind of give it the shape of, like, you know how underneath a fish it's got like a whole bunch of lines sometimes. I don't know. Here's a wrench, and that was just to kind of give it a flowy shape into these fins, which are another hinge. I have a bunch of these hinges. Can't remember where I got most of the stuff here. This right here is kind of easy to see in the video what it was. It's just like a piece, well, two of them together were a piece of like a hand gardening hoe thing. The pliers are being used as a piece of a fin here. I like a lot of fins on there. This round piece, I'm not actually sure. I don't remember what I took that out of. I remember taking it out. I think I took it out of a miter saw in the motor assembly area, but I can't remember. The Allen keys here, these are pretty easy to recognize. This here is a part from a storm door, or like a screen door. That's the part that attaches to the strut so that it doesn't slam shut, so your door doesn't slam shut. And then this right here, going all the way out to here, is a chainsaw bar. And I thought it was kind of cool, so I put it in there. I don't know if I thought it was cool, but more so I thought it looked like it fit in there nicely. I've been saving it for a while. The round bits here They're just a piece of machined steel. I had a few of them, so that's what I use them for. And then these little tab things back here that I use for these back fins, I'm not sure what those are for either. They had like a peg in them of sorts, like a piece of round stock, and I had cut those off. I'm not sure what they were for, but all in all, it makes this fish shape, and I think it looks pretty cool, if you ask me. The guy who commissioned this actually first bought a mosquito off of me, and I thought I would make him a fish that looked somewhat realistic like the mosquito does, because you can tell what all the mosquito parts are and you can tell what all the fish parts are, but you can, like, it's a fish, right? So I think that turned out really, really awesome. The stand is a very simple design. Basically it's three parts. Well, it's four parts. It's this part here, it's this part here, and then this part and this part. And basically all I did was cut this down. This platform here came as one piece, and I got a bunch of them from a guy one time. These I got out of a scrap bin, and they're bent. I'm not sure what they were for, maybe handles or a ladder or something, I don't know. They came just like this, basically just painted. And then these were two bent U-shaped pieces of flat bar, and I was like, well, I haven't used these yet and I've had them for a long time, may as well use them for this. I wasn't necessarily saving them or anything, but sometimes you just don't use things for a while. So yeah, the stand's very simple compared to the fish, but it suits everything functionally well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like me to build something for you, follow the email in the description, and we can talk about that. I really appreciate you guys' support. I will see you next time.